Hi, Juliet. This is Erin from BrainCheck. How are you today? Good. Glad to hear it. Thanks. I'm doing well as well. Juliet, I won't take too much of your time. Just wanted to let you know the reason I'm calling today is I wanted to see if my product at BrainCheck would be a valuable one for you at your practice. So basically here at BrainCheck, what we do is provide 15-minute remote tests to determine the cognitive abilities of people that are showing memory issues to determine if they have dementia or another case. Um, as well as we provide a database for a very simple and easy process of continuing the care of those that do end up showing those symptoms. Um, Juliet, what we're seeing is a lot of patients, they get impatient while performing those quick tests, those tests with Mocha, and they're not quite happy with that, and they're getting, they're showing how they're frustrated with that. We're also seeing that some doctors and practice owners are finding it inconvenient to track the patient progress as they're going through this, as patients have to come in person to follow up with that. Are you noticing anything similar to that in your practice? Mm-hmm. Okay. And Juliet, how are you guys handling that issue at this time? I see. Okay. Okay. Well, that's very interesting that you're mentioning that, Juliet. I want to get some more info on that. So you're mentioning that you're having some issues with specifically the time thing. How not long does it normally take with your patients? Okay, an hour with, and that's with Mocha, correct? Okay, okay, good to know. And they're expressing that same frustration. Okay. Well, that's very interesting that you're mentioning that, Juliet. We saw some similar issues at Johnson Co. Practice. They were mentioning how so many patients are not able to sit there for an hour long exam and they don't feel comfortable taking it in the office. Um, it's just not a super positive experience for them. How they were able to get around that is by using brain checks exams. Um, since then, patients have mentioned a more positive experience, that it's quicker, that they can do it from the comfort of their own home, that they're just overall happier with the process. What would a change like that mean in your practice if you were able to get that more positive response from patients? Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Julia, I'm not sure. But I do believe that, if Johnson Co. practice was able to get those results, you may be looking at a similar situation. And so, like I said, I'm not sure, but I do think it warrants a second try just to see if brain check would be a good fit for your practice. I'd love to discuss this a little bit more at a better time. Would we be able to set up an in-person meeting sometime on Friday, maybe? Um, It'll only take about 30 minutes of your time so that we can discuss it, answer any questions that you have and see if this would be a good fit for you and your patients. Okay, Friday. I can do Friday at 2 or 4 p.m. Do either of those work for you? Perfect, 4 p.m. Like I said, it should only take about 30 minutes of your time, and I'll come over to your office. I will bring a specialist so that they can kind of explain any questions that you have in more depth than I can. And we'll be good to go from there. Julia, is there anyone else that should be a part of our conversation that may be benefited by being able to ask those questions at this time? Perfect. Okay. Well, I will go ahead and send you the meeting invitation so that we can get this going and we'll see you Friday. Thank you for your time. Okay. Bye-bye.